Hi, Marjani. We are live, and I have Leah Quinn with me today. I met Leah through Clubhouse. So many of you know that I did Clubhouse lives every day in May. So today was the very last day, 31 Clubhouse lives in a row. So welcome, Leah. I'm so happy I got to meet you during this challenge.
And congrats. What an amazing month it's been for you. And I've caught some of these print on demand and merch money talks and discussions that have been really lively, and incredible people have come up to share their expertise. And I'm very honored that you were having me on your show today.
Well, thank you. And for anyone who caught some of them, you know, Leah was a huge contributor on the shows. We'll give a little background on you to start. So you are a graphic designer. You've had a lot of experience in the whole art world, digital artwork, all of that. So why don't we have you do a quick introduction as well of your background?
Sure. But I do apologize for any of you listeners here. The cats have decided to Zoom, have their Zoomies at this hour. I have no idea why, but anyhow, I am an artist and surface pattern designer, as well as a maker. I have been with supporting myself for over 11 years with my apothecary business, which is the heart and soul Vermont.com. But I've been also a surface pattern designer and an artist, of course, for life. And I create a lot of patterns like in my sleep. I absolutely love designing. And I have helped, actually, I think about for 5 years now, I've been assisting other designers and artists in growing their businesses, their creativepreneurs, to either how to sell, how to find shops, how to sell their products, how to define their products descriptions, to even print on demand, and what the world is, and what is even print on demand. And it is changing literally month by month. We're having more printers out there worldwide. And it's really changing the game, especially since the shift of the pandemic of 2020.
Oh, yes. Well, I can definitely see why you have been able to help people for the last 5 years. Guys, you definitely have to make sure you follow Leah. It's not just that you, like, a lot of people, once they do print on demand for a while, they know a lot of the information, but you're able to convey it in a way that really makes people understand, and just your tone of voice and how you lay everything out. It's really great. And you helped a lot of people this month and just in general. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I hope to inspire today's discussion to give the people tuning in some ideas and some inspiration to develop their own print on demand products, and perhaps even in a box subscription scenario and business model.
So that is going to be today's topic, guys. POD subscription boxes. Such a cool idea. So neat. Before we get into that, though, I just want to say hi to everybody. We got Lance here, Susan, Eleanor, Mario, Smooth and Chunky. I like that name. Welcome, everybody. I'm so surprised. I wasn't sure if anybody would be on today because it's Memorial Day, but thank you guys all for being here.
Yeah.
So
that's so great to do, especially doing live. So much fun. And hello to all those that are chiming in from my group. I actually can't see the chat. So for those of you that, because I did a shout out to some of my groups that I run and other groups that I'm in to say, hey, I'll be here. Come on over if you're interested.
Awesome.
And put in questions.
If you look on the right side, there should be something that says comments, banner, brand. If you click on comments, it should show everything.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mario. Okay, and of course, you know, I don't want to really put on the glasses.
You're fine. But just in case it's there.
Yeah.
So
tablets.
Yeah. So man, so what was so great about this month is that you never knew who was going to log in, who was going to join the discussion. And, you know, sometimes it would just start general, like a print on demand Q&A. And then before you knew it, it would go in so many different directions, which was great because so many things I learned. Like I knew the word art licensing, but I didn't know much about it. So I learned about art licensing. I learned about print on demand subscription boxes. Like like we're going to talk about today. And then just so many things, more details about publishing, like art illustration for books and like children's books illustration and just so many things. So it was really great. But print on demand subscription boxes, this is such a great concept because it helps you have a larger order all at once. So you're not just selling one t-shirt, you're selling, 3 or 4 products all together. Plus it's repeat business. So instead of every single time having to try to get the customer to come back to your website, you're setting up a subscription model. So it's just great for multiple reasons. But why don't we have you just introduce, like, how did you think of doing this? A little background about it.
Sure. I had started my own boxes for the maker's business. So I have a tea box, I have a little mystical box. So think of New Age crystals, things like that. But I also do coloring pages and mandalas and things like that. And I kept saying, well, how can I incorporate some of this print on demand or this artwork within my subscription box service? And then technically, ding, ding, ding. Also, well, geez, I'm already starting a new shop just for my design business, the Leah Quinn design, which is just my crazy ass patterns, like this curtain behind me and a few samples I'll show you to give your viewers some ideas of what they can do. And that's sort of how it came about. And then one day I happened to be in one of your amazing Clubhouse rooms. And please follow Helen and please share that information with the people here that are chiming in from my crew that's coming in to watch this, because Helen really has brought in some amazing experts who know their biz. And I've learned so much from you, Helen, by the guests that you've had on. So, but that's basically how I just sort of came up with the idea of, well, of course, it totally makes sense. It's a wonderful way, I'm not necessarily just saying it's an upgrade from Patreon, but it's a way to have a regular source of income that can grow, and you can even have it. And of course, there's some planning involved. We'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah. But today, it's about giving you some ideas on what would you even put in a subscription box if you were an artist or a designer, or someone even like yourself, Helen, that creates different products. And so it's really all about niching. So
yes. Yeah. And even I liked your idea that it could even be digital too. So we say subscription box, but really the sky's the limit. You could do just a subscription without the box part and have it be printables or things like that. So many different ways to go. But where do you want to start? We could give an example of a subscription box or
that's actually a great way to do it right from the get-go. Okay. So when I decided to design, so when you decide to do a subscription service, you're going to want to have a platform for your store. So I adore Shopify for a variety of reasons. One, the number of apps that can interact seamlessly from print on demand, which is extremely important. I happen to be sort of the leading force in this field in terms of compatibility with other print on demand companies. Literally, you can go to that print on demand company, and I'll name a few just for the sake of our little conversation. Printify, Printly, Guten, used to be Ray John back in the day. There's others that you don't hear often. Interest Print, pretty interesting there. Contrado, a little higher end. Art of Wear. People are going to ask, well, which one should I decide? That is a whole other little section of a conversation. Each one of these amazing print-on-demand companies has products that are fantastic, some that will be at a price point that works. I always highly recommend do yourself a favor and get a sample of the product before you put it in your shop or in your subscription box scenario. Tip number 2, and some of these tips I actually have a downloadable that I will make available for some of these little crib notes, but do try to take some of these notes because some of these I may not necessarily get into my PDF, okay? Because that's what happens when we do this thing on the live. Just information comes out, you're like, oh, but that's not in the PDF. I'm like, well, it should have been there at the live. Okay. So one of the things you want to think about too is we're talking about just you're going to need a box or some sort of mailer to, if you're doing a physical monthly or quarterly or every 2 months subscription box scenario, you're going to need some sort of packaging. And anything that you're thinking about packaging, also remember, reiterates your brand message, et cetera, et cetera. So here is just a simple box right in front of us, okay?
Oh.
I wanted something that people could color. Okay?
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay? So here's just a simple mandala, okay? This mandala is also available as a shower curtain, okay? That's, you have to understand some of my art you'll see in a couple places. The neat thing, the way I designed my box, is not only can someone reuse the box, they can color the box, they can open it right up. Inside the box, this is just for, you can see there's my little message, love the life you design. There's actually even another, mandala underneath. I'm not going to take out all the fill at the moment. And this particular box can actually be literally folded the other way. Oh. So this, which is kind of neat. I sort of designed that purposely because I actually have a couple of different brands. And so this way, depending upon how I feel or what I want to do for them, you also want to think about shipping. So when I know that this will typically run me about $8 shipping. And so you want to think about that in terms of what size box you're going to generally need. And of course, as your subscription base grows, so will the number of boxes or poly mailers you will need should you decide to ship a physical product. And Sticker Mule is ARKA is one company, ARKA.
Okay.
They work for Shopify, which is quite nice.
That was going to be my next question. So perfect.
Yeah, and then here's a custom mailer, and this may be backwards for you. I don't know if it is. So I think it is backwards for you. But anyhow, this is actually just a little mailer. I can send my 5x7 greeting cards and other little information in there. And then, of course, the product is protected, and it's sharing the information. Some of the tips, though, on your box, which I did not do this time, is you want on one of the sides, this is your advertising. It's going to go through your UPS, your United States, or maybe your European. The outside of the box should be your call to action. Hey, hashtag Leah, whatever you want to do. Hashtag Helen, merch money, and more important, hashtag merch money with a photo of the product inside. So now you're having engagement. People are like, oh, maybe I get a freebie if I hashtag Helen with my product that she gave me through the subscription box service that I signed up for. So again, you want to engage your customer every step of the way. So take your time and thinking this stuff out. Okay. With that said, planning is very important. You can do anything for your box. So as Helen pointed out, yes, of course, you can even do a combination. So some digital and some physical. In fact, I know of one woman, I'm not going to tell too many details, I don't want to ruin it, but she actually is doing a beautiful kit for parents and children. It's an activity kit, and she's designing it so that there is an interactive ability where once the child figures out the clues in the box, the physical box, they're then driven to a website, safe of course, and that they get additional clues, and then they get to come back and get more like digital downloads. So it's actually a combination, but then the child, then even I believe this woman is actually going to have it so there's several options. So if the child chooses option number B online, they actually get a complete different story. So that actually allows the child to do the activity more than once with a different ending.
Nice. So, I love that idea.
Literally, it's the one time to literally think outside of your subscription box of what is possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the neat thing.
And I love. Sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say, I don't know if I said it fully, but I love the idea of coloring on the package. I never had even thought of that. That's great. And then that way, like, do you have people do unboxings or things like that to show the box? Because if they color it, it's like everyone's going to look a little different. It's going to be like kind of fun to see how other people colored the box.
Absolutely. Now, in this case, now this happens to be the top of the box. Your shipping label goes on the bottom. Okay. Very easy. Personally, some people are like, oh, you need a printer just for the shipping label. Hogwash. I use Avery, which they have 2 labels per 8x11. It goes straight into my laser printer, and I can shoot out 1 at a time, or even 2 at a time. That's totally fine, and everything's honky dory.
Yep.
And then just make sure I have a packing slip. You also want to think too, if you're actually sending a physical box, remember think about the boxes that you receive from other companies. There's inserts. So Canva, okay, is a great company to easily, for those of you that are maybe not, that don't have Illustrator or Photoshop, okay. Canva is a great way to be able to use and create some of these printables that you might need for your inserts that actually will help to explain your box. This is what's in the box. So you get different color things. Your local printer can do a lot of this printing for you if you need it. So think, again, size-wise, so that it fits nicely inside the box. So there is some planning involved, but this is fun planning, right? So how do you even launch a box, right?
Yeah.
So we go again with that planning thing. So, so today tomorrow's June 1st. I could say, yep, I'm going to start a brand new box, and I am going to say, yep, I'm going to release it on July 1st. But that's really asking a lot. You really almost want to work 6 weeks in advance when you're just launching a brand new box idea, because you want to get a wait list, you want to get people subscribed, as well as collect the monies necessary to order those printed on demand products, which could have a 2 to 3 week lead time in delivering to your home or to a place that you've designated to then you assemble everything all together. Also think about the material inside. I know that sounds silly, but this happens to be beautiful, and it's slightly recycled paper, of course, for me. I'm all about little amount packaging as possible, et cetera, et cetera. That just happens to be my shtick, okay? So, but I know this is recyclable, it's clean, it can be used again, and do designate an area in your home, should you do this in your home, that's pet-free, smoke-free. Nobody needs to see a kitty hair or a doggy hair inside their package. And you we're going to do so well, but if you come in and you get all your cat hair and you start assembling, even one cat hair can ruin this. So you want to, I know it sounds silly, you think about it, you're going to be sort of your own manufacturing thing, but it makes it a lot of fun. For me, I bring a couple of people a month, they come over, and we basically have a boxing party, and we just do a little assembly. We might even have a little cocktail prior. But everything I've already set up, everything up. Here are the inserts. Here's the boxes to fold. Here are the products, and let's go.
That's so fun.
And it's easy peasy, and the number gets done. So what should we do?
One second. People are loving this, and they're asking, do you have a Facebook group or YouTube channel? Sorry that I don't have the links in there, guys. I wasn't sure about the Facebook group, but you do have a Facebook group, right?
Yeah. I have a private Facebook group. It's called Art Lounge 365.
So by private, does that mean that we can join, or do you have to
join? But it's private in the sense that we have it's full-time artists and designers there. And sometimes we actually even share our unlicensed work. So, So that's why I keep it private this way. We don't have anyone coming in and stealing someone's work. So we're very respectful of each other. It's actually really artists supporting artists, but I probably post 3 or 4 different really interesting tutorials from Procreate, not just driven by me or made by me, but by other people that I find to be expert in their fields, for doing some of the particular things that we might need to have quick tips, like, how to remove that weird white line around Photoshop if you're doing some sort of weird thing, or I'm just as an example, or how to create your own questions.
I'll put it in the chat. Can you spell it? What's the group name?
Art Lounge 365. There's a public page called the Art Lounge 365, and I do have a website. It's actually temporarily down because I'm literally rebuilding it for relaunching my coaching. My coaching links at the moment are a little hidden because I actually have enough coaching going on right now. I actually have some people on wait lists. So, I'm only one person, but in the
Yeah.
private group, you are able to ask me a couple questions. And usually once a month, I try to do a live and just, do a Q&A and we have a lot of fun. It's low key. And I even post funny things in there too,
Oh, awesome. Did I spell it right? Is it Art Lounge
Art
365?
Lounge, let's see. Art Lounge. Yeah, perfect.
All right, perfect. Guys, definitely join that. Leah is amazing.
Oh, that's kind of you. So what can we put in our, so let's say you're a designer.
Yes.
And you wanted to start your own subscription box. Well, fantastic for you. All right, I'm thrilled for you. So what do? Well, let's say you have Squarespace or Shopify. Recommend Shopify, but okay. You're going to need some sort of recurring payment ability. So there are apps that do that for you. That then you will basically designate what particular product in your shop is to be billed on a recurring basis. So there are a couple ways you can do that, a couple of apps. You can even do it through PayPal. Some of you may have a website on WordPress, back in my WordPress days. But for some of you, if just so you know, Shopify has an incredible blog system in it. So for those who are like, well, I don't want to lose my blog. You don't have to. You can actually export. There's an app for it. I know it because I've used it, where you can export all your blog posts and the dates and all that good stuff. And then, and you should actually do that anyhow, because WordPress is constantly always got to update. This is why I just moved to Shopify. And I've tried, but by the way, Shopkeep, Big Cartel, WooCommerce. I mean, I have tried them. This is not like, oh, I've just tried Shopify for a year. I've been with Shopify for over 5 years for point of sale, which is POS. You've heard that. Pop-ups are great for a lot of you that maybe are just starting out and you want to maybe do a pop-up in the store. Great way to especially since we're just opening up. Great way to actually even that's a great idea. Actually, just now coming into my head, to go to maybe your local boutique to see if you can do a pop-up to actually offer your subscription boxes.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. So you can actually even showcase some of the samples and get the list. So again, remember I told you about that little planning thing? Okay. So what do you want to put in your box? Well, let's say if you're a designer, you can do, again, remember I told you about that niching. Extremely important. So if I'm a designer, I'm not going to just do fabric, for example. We could do, and I have all sorts of examples for you here to give you some juicy information, some ideas. You could do tea towels, okay? Or just so for example, here's Guten, okay, print on demand, okay? This happens to be a particular tea towel. This has been washed multiple times. Thanks. Washed multiple times, by the way, so it actually gets softer. People have wondered a little bit about Guten tea towels. There's Contrado also does a little higher end. They even have a little scallop edge opportunity. And if you look carefully inside, you have to sign up for the wholesale account. Comes out of England. So for those for European, that actually might work very well for you. The shipping can be pricey a little bit. But you can actually say, okay, I'm going to do, two tea towels or 3 tea towels. Sorry, I jumped. Contrado has a 2 for 3 sale. You just have to look for it. So you as the wholesaler buyer can basically get 3 tea towels with a different image on each one and get it as if it's 3 for $2. 3 for the price of 2. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so that's Contrado. But you have to take a look. Some of these companies, they do their own little deals and so forth. But Guten's quality is actually very fine, very nice. The other thing you can do, think of Spoonflower. Spoonflower actually has something called Fill a Yard. And it's a great way to do a cheater's quilt. So for those of you that are great, love to do designs, you can actually do 2 things. Wow, I just didn't think about this. You can do cut and sew patterns. So there's actually a Facebook group out there. I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry. I do belong to it. I belong to too many groups, actually. Basically, that shows you how to do cut and sew patterns. So in other words, you've designed the yard that actually has the outlines of whatever, let's say it's a teddy bear. Okay, a cool teddy bear. So you can actually have it so the person that receives the yard in the box Okay. And they're like, oh, cool. Look, I have a DIY sewing project to make a teddy bear for my child.
Oh my gosh, so cute. I love that idea. Because then that way everyone would have a different sewing project to do or every quarter.
Exactly. And again, remember, niche, niche, niche. So maybe I laugh, we do that on Saturdays, that Catra Day, where everyone, posts a picture of their cat. Well, I joke around because I got three orange cats. And there's a whole livelihood of women out there that are orange cat, so I can call myself an orange cat lady. And there's thousands of us apparently out there. So you could actually just design a box just for the orange cat lady people.
There you go. Yeah, niching it down is so important because then everybody feels like they really belong and like this is the perfect box for them. Real quick, before we go further, we got some questions. Eleanor saying she loves the Facebook group. And then Mario is asking about your different websites.
Okay, I'll put that question back. Thank you, Eleanor.
I'll just read it. So Leah has Heart and Soul, which looks like her own website, and Art and Design Leah Quinn, which looks to be tied to Shopify. Does she recommend having both for different reasons, or can the site be tied to Shopify to do everything that Heart and Soul website functionality can?
Yes and yes. So I actually had, Mario, great question. I had, even coaches go for coaching. Okay. And I recently went to visit one of my coaches that I love. She is the co-founder of Make It in Design. I'm actually going to be doing a print-on-demand module for them inside their Live Hub. I'm very honored. I've been with them for 10 years. And some of the reasons why, like, for example, even this curtain behind me is one of my wacky-ass designs. We actually learned that a lot of what I had on my Heart and Soul website, I had a lot of designs that actually wasn't really, it was great. They're beautiful designs, but they weren't necessarily the Heart and Soul brand. So I decided, you know what, let me pull my wacky ass, crazy Leah's, crazy stuff like this off and keep any designs that I make for the Heart and Soul to be about mandalas, okay, hamsas, things like that, okay, which I totally do those anyhow. So this way I keep that more branded on sort of a new age well-being theme, and then the Leah Quinn can be the cat's meow, literally, or the orange cat lady's meow, okay? So I can, and I have velvet rugs, like Is That Velvet, being available out from Contrado. Okay, which I'm like, I can't believe they're throw rugs, and they're actually real velvet, not like fake velvet, and beautifully done. So I have a few of those. I am just starting to open up that Leah Quinn. I have hundreds and hundreds of patterns. So there's a lot still that I'm still unveiling now that I have this new shop that I can just go crazy. You can feel free to follow me on Instagram, and you can just see countless patterns that I create and many collections that I've been doing this for a long, long time. So what are some other ideas that you can do for print on demand for a subscription box? Okay, and I really want to talk to, remember how I said like that if I want to do the orange cat lady thing, right? There are some amazing print on demand companies out there that allow you to customize the print on demand product. So let's use that orange cat lady box as a module, because that sort of makes fun sense. So first thing first, that means you want orange cat lady stickers, right? So Sticker Mule is a great way to you can sign up for Sticker Mule, and you don't even have to order anything. They'll start, I know no one wants email and no one wants to be spammed, but they have some great deals that for $20 you get, 20 stickers, and you can actually sort of pull up your arsenal of stickers and other products that will make, once you start releasing your boxes, you'll have all these extra little things that you can put in. So there is actually on my Instagram page, and I just got these the other day, and I was actually sort of impressed with them. I'm just going to put it up there. So it almost looks like these still have, what's it called, glitter on them, because if you see the actual art on Instagram, and this was just digital art. Procreate and Fresco. Okay, and I forgot how little it cost.
And for Instagram, is it just your name, Leah Quinn?
Yeah, Leah Quinn Design. Leah Quinn Design.
Leah Quinn Design. Okay, let me put that in there.
So now another thing you can do is actually just, you can, the box subscription formula is huge. Okay, so in other words, in terms of what you can actually put in it. All right. So when I said that customization this way, let's say, Helen, you're an orange cat lady. I'm like, well, I want to sign up. That's delicious. Well, what's the name of your kitty? Fluffy. Okay, Fluffy. So when I put in the order for July or for August for Helen, Helen will get a new kitty bowl that says Fluffy. Whereas Eleanor, who is signed up, her kitty cat, his name is Biffy. I'm just making these names up. So when I place the order with the print on demand company, and that's Eleanor, what is it called? Gifts, pick your gift. Eleanor actually knows the name of this print on demand company that actually does work with Shopify. It's actually one of Shopify's sub printers. And we found this out interestingly enough last holiday season. Do note there is a cutoff time when it comes to the holiday season, and there has been delays too with with everything. Okay, from contain all the goods. So just make sure that you're letting your customers know whether it's a subscription box or not, that this is a made to order item, and expect 2 to 3 weeks for delivery. So as long as you let them know that, they're fine, especially when it's custom. Okay, and did Eleanor come back with an answer? Okay, not yet. So I think it's called Pick Your Gift. I will verify that for us and come back to you later, Helen. Make sure I got that name of the company correct. But basically, it's go ahead, Helen. I think Helen is frozen, but I'm going to keep going in case we're still live. Okay. I guess it's all me here, people. Helen's going to come right back. There she is. So with the print on demand, the customization, this way, each customer can then say, yes, my cat's name is this, or I wear a size large or a medium or small. And then when you place that order with Guten or with, any other print on demand company, you'll be able to say, I need 3 smalls, 2 large, one extra, 1 medium, whatever it may be. Okay. And you don't need, here's the best part. You can start your subscription box service with just one person. Okay, you can maybe make a goal for yourself to say, I'm going to get at least 20 people, which would be fantastic. But it's okay just to even start with one person, and then of course, make sure you follow up and see how they're liking the product, and don't be afraid even to ask. And while you develop here's a great thing as you're gaining people to sign up to your wait list, is to ask them, what do you want in your box? What is your favorite thing to use? What are the things that you don't want to use? And you can even do yourself some recon work. I love reconnaissance work. When I had my brick and mortar in Beacon, New York, I often, once a month, would basically walk the beat and see what the other stores were selling and seeing what was moving and not moving. I could tell to see how much dust, was on the shelf, okay? And so you learn about presentation, how to display. Being vertical really helps if you're doing a pop-up. It's not just a table. Don't be afraid to do something that has a vertical presentation. That's true for any show, any pop-up show or craft show that you do, right? Because that 5 by 10 spot is pretty small. Okay, so vertical, it's a great way to continue having a space to promote your product. And
do you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Leah?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that earlier. No. I was trying to ask if you're doing personalized, like you said. I think that's such a great idea to do a personalized for a pet or even kids, like if they want their name on something. Do you recommend gathering all this information when people sign up? So maybe ask them what's your pet's name? A series of questions maybe?
Yes, absolutely. And you can actually, you can do it a couple different ways. Yes, right from the startup. Hey, you want to sign for the Crazy Orange Cat cat box? Okay, what's the name of your kitty? Favorite toys, any allergies? Okay, maybe it's a doggy box, and all of a sudden that doggy doesn't like peanut butter. Then that for Buffy's box can't have any peanut butter biscuits. Okay. So be smart about, and not only that, people love the engagement.
Yes.
And because of 2020, because of the pandemic, people and I can always ask your crew here that's visiting us today. I bet you've increased your sales on online orders. I won't even mention like the big company, the big A company. But but I bet you have ordered online more often now than you ever have. And your 40 and younger people are very comfortable with ordering online, which was not the case even 10 years ago.
Yes, so much has changed.
Oh gosh, yes. And then speaking of, ordering online, I want you to know this is another reason why Shopify is fantastic. For those of you that are on Wix, okay, I'm going to be very positive here. I want you to be very careful when you design your website to also take a look at how your website looks under the mobile environment. Because that's one glitchy thing that Wix doesn't do very well. So you may have designed your about page be really nice, okay? But once you take a look at it, in the mobile, you're like, like Lucille a ball. It's not going to look as pretty. People are using their smartphones and their tablets more than ever. So your website has got to function easy, quickly. And last tip, which is a really good one, I don't care if it's a subscription box, a print-on-demand product, or any product. You want really the ideal, just 3 clicks and they're out. You have such little time to gain someone's attention today. Okay? So you want to make it quick and easy, engaging, and out. So click, they've hit on your website. Click, oh, they want to take a look at subscription boxes. Click, I want to order that, and they're out.
Yes.
The other really, really cool thing, and a lot of people don't know this one, this is my bonus tip for you today. Your biggest email that people will open up is thank you for your order. You don't think they would, but that's out of all the emails, that's the one they're going to open up most. And that's a great way to engage. Hey, while you're waiting, it's a great way to upsell. Okay, it's the one time. Hey, while you're waiting for subscription box, have you thought about these for Buffy? Okay, maybe there's some other little product, organic catnip. Okay, and there's all sorts of different things that you can sell in a box. Remember when I was talking about if you were a designer? Okay, here's a mug. Okay, all right. You can do the tea towels, an example, combination, notebooks. You can do a combination of digital downloads. Have it be, gosh, I have so many samples of fabric here, it's not even funny. That Philly yard is a great way for quilters. For you, the quilting market is huge, just so you know. So if you're a designer, that's a great way to do it. Plus that print on demand, what was I sharing before, the cut and sew?
Yeah.
Easy peasy. So basically you're just designing a yard of fabric, and you can, I know there's tutorials via YouTube. Other cool things, again, this is Sticker Mule. This is a drink coaster. So imagine having like something that says Buffy's drink coaster. Who cares? Okay.
Yeah.
Little pictures. And these are just little samples of stuff that they gave us. But again, it's amazing what you can customize out there just for your customer. And it's easier than you think. You just want to make sure that as your subscription base grows, that you got room to stock the stuff, or know that that once you promise somebody, you got to deliver. So if you're sending the things out the 3rd week, you let them know, things get delivered out the 3rd week. Now, remember I talked to you about that shipping price? I know that this cost me about $8 shipping. So you want to figure out, do you want to include it in your price of the box, or do you want it to be outside of that? And that is and that's something that you need to decide and sort of look at. Yeah. Plus, big bottom line here, perceived value. So if I'm selling, sake of an argument, if I'm selling this for $40, I'm going to sort of look at this. You definitely want the value of the box to at least be $60. Okay. Yes, you can go to the dollar store and do stuff like that. Let's say you're not doing a print on demand, you're just doing, but so could have they. You really want to make it a unique experience. And during that week, that month, or that 4 weeks that you're emailing them, every 8 or 10 days, you give little sneak peeks of what may be in the box. You never
I
go,
like that.
here's the box. Oh, well, then where's the surprise for them when they get their box?
Right.
Okay. So what the best time to do this is what the box was for July or for June, because we've got June coming up. If I were to ship out the 3rd week, then I would do the box reveal probably the 4th week, because I will have then realized that most of my subscribers will have received the box, and now I can do a live, Facebook Live, which is one way to actually get some attention. Now, ads, Helen could probably speak a lot to you about Facebook ads better than I. But Facebook Live, even if, me, I cannot stand being in front of the camera. But here am I, live on YouTube with Helen, okay? So
Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. I know it's not like a lot of people don't like being on camera, but
no,
I appreciate
it. I'm like, I'm not the face of my brand, but you gotta be, and you know what? True story. Be your authentic self. Do not be afraid to express yourself. Again, you're 50, you're 45, 50 people and under totally want that. They need that realism. All right. They grew up with TikTok. They grew up with Facebook. Yeah. They know if you're being fake.
Yep.
So it's better. You don't have to be the skinny mini. You don't have to be the model. You don't have to be the duck face. Screw all that stuff. Be your natural self.
Yes.
Be relaxed. And you can say, look, I am so don't be afraid to even admit I am so nervous to do here. It's my first time on live, whatever it may be. And I'm thinking about doing a box. Tell me in the comments what should I do in the box? Should I do mugs? Do you want this? Do you want that? And by engaging your audience, you then like, oh look, we want this, this, and this. Well, that's easy for me to design. And off you go.
Yeah. I love that. I love everything you're saying. Thank you so much. And so you've given so much information. So to break it down a little bit, one thing to kind of talk about is, what do you think is a good number of items to include in the box? Does it, Matt, I guess it depends on what your niche is, but would you say like 3 or 4 things, or what do you typically do?
I actually I believe it really there are people there that just do t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Okay. And really well. And I mean really well. And in fact, you actually have had guests on your show that do t-shirts.
Yeah.
So you can actually just describe that. And especially if you have a following, let's say you're doing you're just having to be a great artist. This also works for those of you that are not great artists, okay? That might use Canva or Spark. By the way, Spark is Adobe's version of Canva. It was out before Canva, by the way. And I love using Spark. Spark will allow me, whether on my tablet, phone, desktop, or someplace else, I can easily go in and I can create a quick image, great PDF, great printables. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's perfect for Instagram. I can then say, you know what, let me re-edit that and make a 12 pin for Pinterest. It will immediately and literally put all my text and fonts and photos in a 12 Pinterest format. And then I just, tweak with my thumb or whatever, tab or whatever I'm on to make it, Pinterest perfect. So
I love how, like, just in the last couple of years, it's been so much easier, because I started doing Pinterest, I don't know, 2018, 2017, something like that. And I would just do it completely by myself, but now there's templates everywhere. So Over has templates. I think definitely Canva. I'm trying to remember. I think Stencil, several places. Like, you can they have so many good templates. So it makes it easy to just, change a few things and make it your own, but it's the basic templates there, the format.
Absolutely. And also, for those of you who maybe you're like, well, I'm not all that creative. That's okay too. Believe it or not, though, for the beginner, I would not recommend going to Fiverr. But I would definitely, Etsy is a great way. You'll be amazed at what there are some great people there that just to get ideas, okay, from how your product should look to how there's actually people out there that just do Instagram sort of templates for you. And then you just sort of, put in your photo in the background or whatever. So Creative Market, Envato Elements,
Yes.
which I recommend. For example, but can I just talk a little bit about print on demand and product mockups?
Yeah.
So it's great that most of these companies have sort of an automatic product mockup for you. But when it comes to really selling your subscription box, don't be afraid to invest a little bit in enhancing that product mockup. So now I personally I love Envato Elements for a variety of reasons. They have from templates for YouTube. Let's say you want to do an intro to your video, to graphics, to actions for Photoshop. If you actually want to invest, I think it's for like $100, which is nominal, unless you're doing like, let me get a mock-up for this. Let me get a mock-up for that. Well, for 3 times, that's $15, $15. Okay, that's going to add up. But for $100 for a year, you can download all you want. And so it really, for someone like me, I can download fonts. I don't have to worry, and it's a tax write-off. Okay, remember, anything you're doing for your business is a tax write-off. Make sure you're keeping notes on all that, including this would be a tax write-off, just the boxes and so I'm a big fan of tax write-off. Arts and it's supplies. And even if your business operating at a loss, it will still be to your advantage. And of course, check with your state about your state laws and how you collect tax. Okay, I'm not a tax aficionado by any means. So, any questions from the gallery?
Mario's asking what platform you use to gather email addresses.
I use Clavico. Was it Clav? What's the one, Helen? Clav? I'm gonna have to go to look. Let me take a look for you, Mario, because I can't pronounce it. One of the ones I use is, and I'm looking literally right up for you right now.
And while you're looking that up, he also asked, what is the $8? Is that USPS first class rate or flat rate box, or what is the? That's
great. Priority.
Priority. Okay.
No. Okay. First, let's go with question number 1. It's Clavio. So KLA V as in Victor, I is the letter I, YO, Clavio. And that's the one that's been recommended to me. I've actually had a great, it allows you to do conditionals so that if Helen visits my site for the first time, she'll get a pop-up. But if she visits the second time, she won't get that same pop-up. So again, you want to kind of keep it fresh and engaging, and you'll be like, oh my God, not that same pop-up. And don't be afraid to do giveaways. Okay. In other words, show me your best box opening. The next person might get, a discount. So don't be afraid to invest in being able to promote your box or your subscription scenario, to give them incentive as to why they sign up. My original sign up was that they could get a free, they got a couple of free, I got a Hamsa. Do I have it over there? No. They had a Hamsa coloring page that I did, which you can see on my Instagram page, that they could instantly download while they sign up for the wait list.
Perfect. Right, so talk about wait lists too, because I remember we talked about that on
we talked about that with Tom yesterday.
Tolu, I think his name is.
Oh, wonderful. So what the wait list allows you to gather the names, so that basically you want to do a campaign. This is the best way to do it, from what I've been taught. And that is to sort of create a campaign to say, hey, I'm going to be doing this. Isn't that great? Not really. No, it's really, it's good. It's good. Okay. So, and if you're interested, I'm opening up my orders, pre-orders are for you can do it a couple of different ways. All right. You can do, I'm going to be doing subscription boxes. And if you want, feel free to sign up for my wait list. In the meantime, here's a digital download whatever. Let's get some details about fluffy. I don't know. Okay, whatever your niche is, and so then you collect the information, and then you even say, "Hey, we're releasing it in June 15th. That's when you can actually sign up for the paid subscription." So this way you collect information, and they haven't spent any money. Okay, but you're gaining trust. You get a chance to sell them. Hey, while you're on the wait list, I know we're having this special sale. Maybe you got something on clearance. Look, you got something that is great because you had 2,000 of them. This is you offer for free or whatever. Okay, this way you've collected a number. The best recommendation for this is so that this way you're not putting the cart before the horse. Okay, this way the wait list allows you to then say, okay, everyone go. Now you can sign up to my, now that you now have a selected group that's just interested in that box. So this way you can cater now to that particular group versus to your main general group that may not be interested in the boxes.
Yeah, and it gives you time to order the stuff for the box. Like you can be doing the wait list while you're waiting for products to come in and things like that.
Right. Well, once the wait list is just that, they're waiting. TikTok. They haven't paid for your subscription box. So now, then you go, okay, today is the day. Sign up if you want. But at this point, you've given like 2-3 weeks. They've had, hopefully, you've reached out to them a couple times. Hopefully, they've opened up the email. Now I know, and if you look at my email, I rarely open up my emails. Okay, you're like, oh, did I just sit? Yes, I did. I can't stand opening up my emails, but I got it. All right. And I have more email accounts. I wish, and I literally need a VA. I've actually been looking for one because I'm actually doing at this point my own business a disservice by not being able to respond. Okay. That's a good problem to have, right? So you want to get where I am at, where you need a VA, where you just can't handle the volume of because I have people like, oh, look what I can do for you. I'm like, I got no time to even look at that. I'm sorry, gotta go.
Yeah.
So and I live in like a little sleepy Vermont town, but so it doesn't matter where you live. This can work for anybody. That's my point. Okay, and the print on demand in a subscription environment is fantastic, as long as you do some planning, and then think about it too. That let's say you're going to do a box every month. You really want to plan what in your head, plan it out, put it on Post-its, however you want to do it. Plan what those items are going to be 6 months ahead, okay? Because frankly, you then were like, oh, I already gave them a leash on May, so they don't need another leash in July.
Right.
And you would have not known that if you hadn't planned it out.
Yeah.
So that's really important. And then you asked, Ellen, I didn't answer it yet, and that was, how many items should be in the box? Yeah. And a lot has to do with the amount of that box. Some boxes go for $100. Some go for $20. So it all depends upon the price point of the box and what you can theoretically, you really want to aim for at least. The goal is at least 50% profit for whatever that box costs. It may not start out that way. You certainly don't start it out at a loss. Okay. Yeah. So you definitely want to start with at least.
Definitely don't want to do that. But you could do smaller packaging, like you said, a poly mailer or a very small. I was at Walmart the other day and I was like, I knew this video was coming up soon, and I noticed they had these like journal boxes where it had wasabi tape and like stickers, and like it was something for planners. It was like a planner packet, but the box was so small and it had several things in it. I was like, that'd be perfect to ship out to customers.
Yeah, exactly. And probably something like that could be found in Alibaba.
It had different things in it, so I feel like you could customize it, like do your own stickers or your own things.
Oh, yeah, and that's actually a great idea to take a look at some of the stores to see what people are. Now, this is where it gets a little difficult, because you go to a store like Walmart or Hobby Lobby or whatever store you go to, Michael's, okay? And look, geez, that beautiful box, it only costs $5. You've got to understand two things. Number one, these are large stores that are able to buy thousands of units so they can get that item and sell it to you at retail for nominal monies.
That's why we got to niche down, because Walmart's just
Yes.
to general people. They're not the orange cat lady.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to be like, really, how niche do I have to go? I mean niche.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. In fact, you'll find if the wackier your niche, probably the better your success.
Yeah.
And so if you're a woman who loves fishing for bass, I know this sounds bizarre. There's going to be women who love fishing for bass, and those are your buyers.
There's going to be ladies who like to play poker. That's me.
Oh my god! So same here. Oh my god. We got to talk about
You could do a deck of cards. Remember we were talking about that. Personalized cards. I'm
actually designing a tarot deck at the moment.
Yeah,
and
that could be a box right there.
I'll be doing a pre-order on that deck.
Yeah.
And that's a great, that's actually, can I just share about that a little bit about pre-order?
Sure. Yeah.
So you can also do a pre-order subscription box. Okay, I just think as we're rolling here. So that means you can capture, for example, deck of cards. If I were to order 100 deck of cards, I get it at a certain price point, just like the story I'm exampling from this larger big chain stores take advantage because they're buying thousands of units. Unit being, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 items, right? So that's called unit. And for those that don't know some of the jargon. And so you can actually pre-order the cards now. So literally just like Kickstarter. So now people have given you their money for that card. Let's say it's the deck of cards, and this way that once you get up to 100 or whatever number you've sent in your head, until you reach that. Then once you reach that, you've collected all the monies. Also, you've not spent them. You've collected the monies, and now you're able to buy at a better price wholesale from your print-on-demand company the item, and then off it goes. Off ship. So that's another great way. This way, again, you're not out of monies, but it does take some planning.
Yeah. Planning is very important. And then that way you can plan around holidays too. Like if it's around Christmas, do a Christmas subscription or whatever. Yeah. So many ways. Mario's asking, have you done USPS flat rate boxes for heavier items, and can they be personalized?
Yes and yes. The one thing about having also UPS, okay. One thing though I like about having either Priority Right or UPS, I want tracking. And that's why it is important for me to know. I can say, yep, Miss Julie, actually it says here that it did go onto your front stoop, but there's insurance there. So this way, if you have to replace Julie's box, it's covered. That's the same idea of like you don't want a loose cat hair because Fluffy is orange and I got a white hair and whoops, you don't want that. The other thing too you want to think about, just something to think about print on demand. I have here, like here's a cool, you probably can't see it, but it's my water here. Love the life you design. So there's all sorts of really cool products that you can put your stuff on. But when it comes to glass, okay, and you want to think about, again, the size of your box, you might end up wanting something, by planning, you'll learn what size box works for you. Now, here's the good thing. Custom boxes can run pricey monies, but don't you know how convenient you are? Remember those Avery, and I think, those Avery labels I have, again, remember they're almost like, I don't know, they're almost 8 by 5 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They're two per page. You can print on that and buy plain old boxes that are just the white. And now you have while you're building your subscription box group, you can actually customize the boxes like that. And
there you go.
Okay. Okay, so you want to get fancy, you get fancy. But as you start, it's okay to start out small and don't be afraid to use stickers or this or that. And again, your local printers, they would love your business. And that might be a great way, even your local t-shirt company.
Yeah.
They may be able to get a better price for you and quicker than, say, the print-on-demand company. So while I recommend, using print-on-demand, there also might be other services around you that might actually have a faster turnover for your product, that can still do the customization that you need, even including maybe there's a mistake or this and that. But the neat part about having a subscription service, okay, I got 10 people, so that means I need a total of 10 t-shirts. Okay. If you have a rolling where people can join in anytime, now you got to make sure you have an extra couple of items for those people so again, planning is important. Think about if you have an open service that people can join in anytime, well, that means you're going to have to make sure you got extra monies or extra product for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to do the waiting list, maybe only open it up, a couple times a year.
Mario's asking about a course, and I was trying to get Leah to do a course, but I don't know if she's going to do it right now. But I would join her Facebook group, and then she may recommend other people that have courses.
What course are you kind of looking for there, Mario?
Subscription box course.
You can find a little bit more about that in my Art Lounge 365.
Yes. So there's another person that does. Yeah, there's another person that does a course that Leah recommends. In the future, who knows? We may link courses in the video. Sure. I'm hoping Leah does one herself, and that we can.
I will. I actually do have. It's buried, and it's pretty outdated. But I did have a couple of print-on-demand workshops, and what I was doing mostly was doing a live Zoom workshops, because most of my people that were looking for me for guidance, they were familiar with Illustrator or Photoshop or maybe pattern design. And even when I do one-on-one coaching, if you know about I'm not about to sit there and waste my time about stuff. We'll go right to what you specifically need. You can get over that hump and move forward. And so that's where I excel in helping people literally niche down to just what they might need to get over that.
So coaching would be one option. But who knows? Like, the good thing about YouTube is these videos are always up. God, so if you're watching in the future, I'm sure there'll be links to something in here.
Yeah, absolutely. And do know that print on demand is growing. Okay. It is so growing, it's not even funny. And being able to offer your customers another option where to regularly support your art or support your business in a regular month environment without a Patreon scenario, without a membership scenario. This might be another way, again, as a one stream of income. There are people out there that make enough money that it's their only stream of income.
Yeah, it can add up fast.
So it can grow quickly. But you can also start very small and just have a couple of people, and then okay, let me grow that, and that's just fine. But here's the best part: you technically can, and you want them to be able to unsubscribe at any time. Be fair, okay? You don't want to be like, I'm stuck with this and I don't like it. You want to fix that, okay? Again, it's all about customer service here, and sharing the love for whatever particular subject is being highlighted in your box environment, even if it's digital or combination or actual physical products.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mario, for all your questions. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mario. Oh, you're very welcome, Mario.
And thank you, Leah. And this flew by, so we're already to the hour. So we'll be wrapping up, but Leah is just a wealth of information. So hopefully we'll be able to have her back on at some point to talk about other subjects, because she knows so much about making patterns and just a lot of different things. So thank you so much. Is there any last words that you want to say? Any suggestions, places people should go to follow you, anything?
I want, the world is, one of my lines is, the world is your designer's oyster. Okay. You literally can design anything today. And YouTube is, for those of you that are, maybe your first time to YouTube, checking out Helen's group, and I'm actually launching my own Art Lounge 365 channel. It's right in its infancy. I've barely done any launching on it, but it's amazing the possibilities that are out there. The tutorials out there. There are so many people that are willing to assist and help you. Be authentic. Be you. Okay. And don't copy anyone else's work. Really try to be unique with your stuff, and make sure, of course, you cannot copy brands like Disney and like, oh, look at my Mickey Mouse. No. You don't do that kind of stuff. You'll you definitely don't want to do that, or even steal someone else's art. No. And there are great print-on-demand companies that work best for this environment. I will recommend that companies such as Redbubble, Society6 are great to start out with for those of you that are just learning to maybe try print-on-demand. But that profit ratio is probably too little to use in a subscription box scenario. So you want to look at other options where the profit ratio can be a little bit more controlled by you. Yeah. And we can talk about that maybe the next time I come in and talk with Ellen. So thank you again for inviting me on such a wonderful night. And I hope everyone is having a great day today, wherever you are in the world of the internet. And again, Helen, thank you so much for honoring me. I'm honored to be here with you today. Really.
Well, thank you so much. And everybody, please subscribe to this channel, of course, but also to Leah. And whenever you have the YouTube channel, I'll make sure to link that. So we'll have everything linked. Follow her on Instagram, YouTube, her website. If you need coaching, whatever you need, she's amazing. And look at Mario's doing one last comment. Ladies, thanks so much for being such awesome value to myself and the Merch Money family. This episode was a bomb. I've always been intrigued by subscription box models and have lots of ideas. Thank you, Mario. And everyone says that, Leah, I mean, you should have heard her on the Clubhouse lives. Follow her on Clubhouse as well, and follow the art licensing group on Clubhouse as well. There are such nice people in that group, and Leah is so quick to answer everyone's questions in Clubhouse about a variety of topics. So anything that you need, be sure to follow her.
Thank you. And here we have one little orange kitty coming through. So typical. Great way to end the evening. Well, thank you again, everybody. And I look forward to meeting you again. And I'll see you very soon in a clubhouse near you.
There you go. All right. Bye, Leah. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.